kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
From Phoenix Raceway, the 2024 edition of the Tuesday Night NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series has finally reached championship week right here in the desert just outside the city of the Coyotes. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth, where for one final time here in 2024, we will be bringing you all of the action right here on Tuesday Night NASCAR. Of course, we want to make sure that we highlight those Championship 4 drivers that are going to be going for it all tonight. We can't forget, of course, as we look up all of that, we can't forget, of course, Alex Princeton. I'm sorry, not Alex Princeton. You know what, folks? Things are getting a little sideways here as we pull it up. Everything was a little bit backwards. There it is. Claude Ferland, Tane Hodgson, Gabriel Lafreniere, and Jeremy Paris. Of course, we're going to watch the 06, the 93, the 43, and the 05 drive for a championship tonight. They're all tied for first position, and that championship for whoever finishes best, this is who's going to bring home the checkered flag and the championship trophy. As we're about a minute into our warm-up session, We want to thank all of you for tuning in. We want to thank you for welcoming us into your homes, onto your phones, wherever you may be, and however you may be listening. Because I'm Dave Regal, and I'll be with you every step of the way. From the green flag to the checkered flag, right here on Sim Racing Media. And my God, folks, I didn't think we'd ever get here. It has been an incredibly long season. I mean, 23 races here in the Truck Series, 36 in the Cup Series. We've been at it since February, and I cannot be more thankful and more grateful for all of you who have made us a part of your evenings for these last 22 laps or 22 weeks here in the Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series. And of course, we've seen a lot of drivers come and go this season. We've seen some folks do really well, and we've seen other folks decide to turn it in a little early, if you will. But as these drivers get ready, one final look here at a qualifying result as we bring these guys up. And, the usual suspects are where they are tonight. Claude Ferland, he's going to sit atop the pile. He's got Sylvain Joly, a teammate just behind him, Alex Princeton, Jeremy Paris, and Ethan Ball. That's going to be your starting top five. So in that starting top five, we've already got Claude Ferland. He's going to be on the pole position. Tane Hodison, though, he's back there in sixth position. We'll have to take a look and see what the 93 looks like tonight. He knows that I hold a special place in my heart for him after what he did for us here at Sim Racing Media. And tonight, one final time, it's Howdy Dave Regal in the back of the 93. So, folks, well, you know who I'll be rooting for. That's all there is to it. You know the way it's going to go. Tane Hodison has been riding it out with me all season, and I cannot appreciate that more. Claude Ferland and of course, Jeremy Paris, who we've been trying to get a sponsorship all season long, finally gets a little paint scheme on here. We're glad to see that for Elite Holdings here on the rear tailgate of the 05. We want to thank Elite Holdings for finally getting some ink on the side of the 05. He deserves it. I mean, he's been working all season long and finally gets a sponsor with about a minute and 15 seconds left in the warm-up. We, of course, want to check in on the YouTube.com live chat. And, folks, let us know in the live chat who you think out of our Championship 4 is going to bring it home, whether it's Tane Hodison, Jeremy Paris, Sylvain Joly, Claude Ferland. Let us know. I'm sorry, not Sylvain Joly. Claude Ferland or the 06 of Gabriel Lafreniere. Let us know which one of those four drivers you think can bring home the championship tonight as, of course, here we are strapped in and saddled in. Yours truly, in the words of Alan Bergen, always sitting high, wide, and handsome. And as we take a look at our race conditions tonight, 71 degrees in the ambient air temperature. On the track, though, 75 to get around here. And, of course, we've run 100% length races all season long. So for one final time as these drivers get ready to strap in, it's going to be a total of 150 laps. Not a bad race length, that's for sure, as we got a boogie around this joint. Stage 1 going to end at the conclusion of lap number 45. Stage 2 ends at the conclusion of lap number 90. Drivers tonight going to have a bonus set of tires. Usually they get 4 for this league, or for this level of racing, but tonight going to be 5. So they're going to start 5, lay 4. As drivers for the last time this season in 2024 going to be crawling into the virtual window nets and getting themselves settled in here. There's Sylvain Joly as we wait for the driver, the 43, to hop on in. And here is our final race grid for the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Claude Ferland and Sylvain Joly, they're going to sit atop the pile with Claude Ferland going to be the pole sitter. Alex Princeton and Jeremy Paris in row number 2 with Ethan Ball and Tane Hodison in row number 3. Brandon Minto and Ben Garrity, the Rabbi Ben Garrity out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's going to be in row number 4, while row 5 and rounding out your starting top 10 is going to be Gabriel Lafreniere and Diego Rodriguez. Chris Claude, the chief cook and bottle washer here in this series. He and Aaron Mack going to be in row number 6, while row 7 is going to feature your very own Matt Mack and Daniel Moynihan and Chris Custer. Matt Mackin and Randall Watkins, of course, my brother from another mother, Mr. 305 down there in Miami, Florida. He's going to be in row number 8, while Logan Giesbrecht and Mike McConville are going to be in row number 9. Rich Jett and Keith Long hold things together in row 10, while Steve Herring and John Wilco will be row mates there in row number 11, with Richard Pruitt starting shotgun on the field. Keith Long opting not to take the start tonight. So, of course, that's what's going to move Pruitt into that shotgun position, final car on the field. These drivers have been waiting since February to crown a champion. Nothing but well wishes and good lucks around the race radio right now, as we've been waiting since Daytona, one warm state to another, as we move in here to Phoenix, Arizona. We go from the beautiful sands of sunny South Florida to the deserts of Arizona, and the only thing, one final time in this league that's left to do, is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab your honey bun, some sunscreen, and settle in. Race fans, it's showtime! Green flag in the air, and it is a traffic jam coming into turn number 1, but everybody getting through there. Good Lord. I think it may have been the good Lord navigating for them relatively cleanly. 3 wide down the back chute. That is Gabriel Lafreniere, our points leader, stuck right in the middle here, just behind the 65 of Ben Garrity. Ethan Ball to the low side, and the 21 of Diego Rodriguez, of course, switching off of the 20 for this league and going to the 21. Another howdy Dave Regal from that young man. Appreciate him as always. I don't see any honey buns on the deck lids tonight, fellas, and here it is, championship week. I hope that doesn't bode as bad juju for you. As Claude Ferlin jumps out to the early lead and starts to gap Jeremy Paris by almost 0.8 of a second. Four laps in the books, and 3 out of the 4 championship 4 are in the top 3. Gabriel Lafreniere rides in the top 5, so they've all been out here doing what they've done all season, while Ben Garrity is laying faster times than what they did in the Cup Series on Sunday at 26.95 seconds. He's the fast lap leader here, as he's already jumped up 4 positions and goes from 8th to 4th, working lap number 5 of 150. We take a peek now, and of course he's in the wrong paint scheme. Way to go, Ben. One job, and that's to make sure that your paint scheme is approximately correct. As we take a look at Tane Hodison here in the number 93 Spirit Airlines Ford F-150, he's beginning to chase down Ben Garrity, riding in 4th position. And, you know, Garrity's out here to make a name for himself. This is his first year in this league, and he wants to come back next year and be a force to be reckoned with. And I believe, folks, that he has what it takes, especially the level of talent. But you can have all the talent in the world, but the discipline is where things are made here in the Truck Series. You've got to wait for those moves to come to you. Sometimes you might have to go 15, 20, and even 30 laps before that truck in front of you starts to wear those tires off, especially in a place like here at Phoenix. I mean, you know, right now, track temperature, not that big of a factor. There's plenty of grip in that asphalt. But, you know, for most of these drivers, once you start to see those times fall off, you know, in fact, even now, Claude Ferlin ran a 26.98 second fast lap, but just rolled a 27.17. So he's already beginning to melt off on the lap times. As we look further back here in the field, Daniel Moynihan with those golden pipes out of Boston, Massachusetts. He has the Duncan Midnight Machine cranked up to crazy, as he's already gone up 2 positions, nearly 3, as he's chasing down Chris Custer in the Tide ride. Don't stain your ride, use Tide. We check in here with Brandon Minto, the pride of Norman, Oklahoma. Just a short little drive away from Henrietta, Oklahoma, home of the Hall of Famer Troy Kenneth Aikman. Brandon Minto could have been his cousin. little bit of a connection issue with Brandon Minto as he works here on lap number 9. And folks, we want to let all of you know how much we appreciate you here on Sim Racing Media. Realistically, I always feel like the final night. And there's Mama Mac McConville. Mama Mac, what's up, baby? Checking on our little boy. Where is Mikey? Mikey's got the 8 truck running in 12th position right now. He qualified back in 18th, so already up 6 positions. And he knows just how to pull on my heartstrings as he gets the that Dale Jr. paint scheme. In fact, let's take a quick peek here at this. I mean, it is just a banger of a paint scheme. That is absolutely perfect. That's for sure. So as always, Mike McConville, not only on point with the setups, but on point with the paint tonight, as his Silverado is just this side of perfect. By the way, just found out Budweiser has theme music. It actually made me a little bit sad to know that Budweiser has theme music and Yuengling does not. Anybody else out there familiar with the Budweiser theme music? Nothing? YouTube.com is quiet tonight, folks. You're going to leave me out here searching for something to talk about. Fair warning. Well, folks, here we are working lap number 16. You'll have to forgive me. I started to listen to the Budweiser song since the race has already calmed down. I start to see a lot of orange out here, not a whole lot of red. Speaking of which, all of a sudden, just as soon as I say that, I see McAdoo, Pennsylvania's very own John Wilco. There he is. And I'll tell you what, I haven't gotten to talk to John except for once or twice this season. Of course, out of McAdoo, Pennsylvania, right in the heart of anthracite coal country. Anthracite coal, of course, only available here in Pennsylvania. It's a special coal that has been shipped around the world from the hills of Schuylkill, Carbon, Luzerne, Lackawanna counties. And, well, quite frankly, John Wilco right in the heart of all of that, right where there were mine strikes that were threatening to kill American industry because, of course, we needed coal to fire steel mills and things like that. And right outside of John Wilco's back door, probably right in Calairs, right on down the road. Of course, also in the terrestrial area of Magic 105.5 WMGH. You can tune in every Sunday to Polka Joe from 9 to 1. 10 to 1, sorry. Good 3-hour radio show, nothing but the best of polka. Or you can tune in 6 days a week and hear yours truly, the voice of the morning news in Carbon County. That's how bad things are getting right now, is it's getting that quiet. Mike McConville works his way past Chris Custer, and he's got 1.2 seconds to work his way up to Daniel Moynihan. Finally, Ben Garrity starts to put a little bit of pressure here on the 05, about a half second, while Gabriel Lafreniere, we go on board here with him. And as we look out the hood here of Lafreniere, we can see him starting to close in on Ben Garrity, but Garrity holding his own. We take a look here with Claude Furland. from the rear. We look back and we can see Jeremy Paris looking for a way to get around him. But, you know, many of these drivers have exercised a lot of patience over this season. That's how they got where they are. They weren't out here making crazy moves. Okay, well, Ben Garrity was. But, you know, they weren't out here making crazy moves. They were out here waiting for things to develop. They were waiting to see opportunities come their way, and they weren't being aggressive. And that's kind of the mode that we're going to see from Jeremy Paris and Claude Ferland and Gabriel Lafreniere. Now, Tane Hodgson, a little bit of a wild card. If you put too much pressure on him, he's going to get out the chrome horn. And quite frankly, with Dave Riegel right there on that deck lid, I don't blame him. He might as well get that thing into victory lane and do us some pride here at Sim Racing Media. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, of course, as always, for welcoming us into your homes, onto your phones, wherever you may be and however you may be listening. Dave Riegel in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. He loved truck racing. Tony did, and of course, these guys, one of his favorite leagues to watch, as of course 22 weeks in the books, 23 underway here at Phoenix, and what a long season it is. I mean, folks, for those of you that have checked in with us, you know, at least once or twice during a race over these last 23 weeks, we cannot be more thankful for all of you for making us a part of your night and, quite frankly, giving us somebody to talk to as we work lap number 23 of 150. Ooh, a wreck here coming into turn one out of the dog leg. We go under the first caution of the season. Taking a look here at the replay. Oh, the 05 and the 06 tangle. Oh! Oh, my! Jeremy Paris and Gabriel Lafreniere, they tangle. If they can't get themselves competitive again, that leaves this championship race down, my God, to Claude Ferland and Tane Hodgson. Shima. Talking about the dog, obviously all of you just heard the aw at my Tootsies. Nova Bector checking in tonight here at my feet. When we go back green flag racing, this top five is going to be a little bit different looking now without the 05 and the 06. as both of those drivers are sitting down on pit road, effectively dashing their championship hopes for the year. That truly does leave Claude Ferland and Tane Hodison. And Tane knows who's pulling for him up here in the broadcast booth. I'm not biased. I'm cheering on my own name out there. No honey buns on the deck lid tonight. Let's hope that doesn't bite him right in the tailpipe. But as we get ready to go back green flag racing, it's going to be Claude Ferland, Benjamin Garrity, Tane Hodison, Aaron Mack, and Daniel Moynihan. That's your starting top 5. Brandon Minto, Mike McConville, Chris Custer, Matt Mackin, and Sylvain Joly. They will be your starting top 10. And, of course, Sylvain Joly and Claude Ferland, they are the teammates of the 06 of Gabriel Lafreniere. Sylvain Joly out of Saint-Eustache, Quebec, making his second year appearance here in the Truck Series. Always makes it interesting when I do the post-race interviews and I suddenly have to use Google Translate. As we get ready to go back underway here, let's take one more look here. And this is a really tough break, and I don't know who to call this one for. It looks like the 06 just came right down into the 05. If there has to be an at fault, that would certainly be who I would ascribe it to. But only because I'm not a fan of the Montreal Alouettes. I'm more of an Edmonton Eskimos fan. I certainly don't like the Montreal Canadiens. This is the only French I know, folks. And croissant. Claude Ferland takes the green flag, and we're immediately back under caution. Oh, joy! You may not be able to win it here on lap 31, but you can certainly lose it. Oh, no, Diego Rodriguez and Randall Watkins both involved in this one. Hey, it's like watching Micro Machines go, whoa, wow. Holy Jesus. Well, that'll clear off the table. What that looked like was your uncle on Thanksgiving saying that he can do that tablecloth trick, and all of a sudden your grandmother's fine china and crystal just landed on the floor. And by the way, it wasn't his fault. It's because the tablecloth was all kinds of off-center, and that's why he made the mess that he did. That's what we're going to hear out of those drivers that just literally banged into one another. Since we're here at Phoenix Raceway, we should probably know a little bit more about the city of Phoenix. Oddly enough, it's the most populous city and the state capital of Arizona with 1,662,600 residents as of 2024. Oddly enough, it's the fifth most populous city in the United States and the largest state capital in the country. Kind of strange when you consider that it's the friggin' desert. Personally, I could not live there. You can tell me it's a dry heat all day. 110 is still just enough to watch my nipples melt off my chest. Apparently, the Hohokam tribe of Native Americans occupied Phoenix for 2,000 years. They were a culture in the North American Southwest and what's now part of South Central Arizona and Sonora, Mexico. Folks, I'm just reading Wikipedia, going down the rabbit hole. So, if you want racing to continue, that's fine. Tell your friends and family out there on the racetrack to get their act together. Otherwise, you're about to have a PBS version of tonight's race here on Sim Racing Media. But this is how, back in the day, you used to sit on the toilet and maybe you'd read the shampoo bottle. That's how I know what sodium lauryl sulfate is. That's, of course, a key ingredient in shampoo. But today, we have Wikipedia. Sometimes you read that shampoo bottle, like the L'Oreal Kids shampoo with the little fishy-looking thing on it. That was what you read when you were on the toilet when you were a kid. You didn't have a phone, but now we've got Wikipedia. You can go down a rabbit hole, and all of a sudden you can be working on your PhD just from one bowel movement first thing on a Saturday morning. "23 weeks, and we're down to bowel movements and soap, and quite frankly, firemen." Brendan Kennedy saying, hello, Sim Racing Media and chat. How are we all doing this evening? Brendan, I'm doing good down here. Appreciate you checking in. Hope you don't mind a little bit of our silliness here as finally things have started to tighten up here. Diego Rodriguez ready to go side by side with the 39 of Logan Giesbrecht. Giesbrecht making his Craftsman Ford F-150 drive just quietly away from Diego's F-150. Of course, giving himself a good old-fashioned howdy Dave Regal one more time this season. Let's check with Giesbrecht. Nothing for him. I guess he doesn't want to be friends. We've covered a lot of material tonight, folks, that had nothing to do with the race. Some of this has really gotten pretty close now as we're just about 6 laps away this time by from the end of stage number 1. Claude Ferlin, your race leader. He's followed by Tane Hodison and Ben Garrity. Daniel Moynihan and Mike McConville round out your top 5. Aaron Mack, Sylvain Joly, Brandon Minto, Chris Custer, and Rich Jett make up your top 10. And Rich Jett right now starting to creep his way in here. Brandon Minto looking to try to improve and get around Sylvain, while Aaron Mack is beginning to harass Mikey McConville. Mikey Mack and Aaron Mack. It could be a Saturday morning show on ESPN Radio, except that they're an awful organization. You should come here to Sim Racing Media. Folks, the question you've got to ask yourself when you wake up in the morning is, do I even want a job? And quite frankly, after 23 weeks of calling these races, I'm ready for vacation. These drivers are ready for it too, but before they can, we've got to work through here as we're on lap number 41. 5 to go now, and 4 here in Phoenix in stage 1, as all of a sudden this little gaggle of cars is starting to worry me here. The 8 of McConville and the 53 of Moynihan on the low side. They're both following the 93 of Tane Hodison and being anchored down by the 08 of Sylvain Joly. So there's a lot of action here, and now 6 cars in that tiny little pack. If one guy breaks wind, this could be all over for all 6 of these drivers. Claude Ferland, your stage 1 winner. Forgot the microphone was off. Ben Garrity finishes second. Mike McConville, Daniel Moynihan, and Tane Hodison round out your top 5, while Brandon Minto, Aaron Mack, Sylvain Joly, Rich Jett, and Chris Custer make up the remainder of your top 10. We'll get a moment to speak with Claude Ferland as we're going to take one quick break here on Sim Racing Media. I'm Dave Regal, and this is Tuesday Night NASCAR.
So, hi, my name's Christy. I am a wife, a mother of 3 children. I am a sister and an aunt of lots of nieces and nephews, and I'm also a substitute teacher.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Phoenix Raceway here in the desert as we are in championship formation in the Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series. Dave Regal with you here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. We're working lap number 50 of 100. Well, we're working lap 49 on our way to 50 here. Of course, stage 2 going to end at the conclusion of lap number 90, so it's going to be just fewer than 40 to go. Two cautions for cause tonight as the iRacing.com pace car brings us down the backstretch. Diego Rodriguez now coming out here with the lead. He's going to be followed by Claude Ferland, Ben Garrity, Daniel Moynihan, Mike McConville, Tane Hodison, Brandon Minto, Aaron Mack, Chris Custer, and Sylvain Joly. Diego Rodriguez to have control of the field. He'll be on the inside. There's no choose cone here in the Truck Series. Diego hits the Geico restart zone, drops the hammer, and runs away like he just stole something from Ben Garrity and Claude Ferland. As now all of a sudden he's got Mikey Mac McConville kind of creeping around on him. Check him out. Oh, we're just about pegging here on the old microphone. No, we're not that kind of pegging. It's pegging on the fun meter, if you will. Samantha Malloy saying hello from Brunswick and Team Tane. We'd have another member of Team Tane, but he took Honey Buns off the tailgate and put Dave Regal back on there with, I mean, it's a shame for Tane is what it is, because Honey Buns much better than Dave Regal. Every time. And Honey Buns is rarely wrong. Ben Garrity, Diego Rodriguez, Claude Ferlin, Mike McConville, and Daniel Moynihan. They're your top 5. We go on board here with Moynihan as he rides right behind Mikey Mack out of Cape May, New Jersey. He gets loose coming out of 4. He's going to have to stay up on the racing surface. He's not going to be able to transition down onto the apron. And Moynihan now just hemorrhaged about 4 spots. 4 spots, now runs 8th position after he literally just handed those over to Hodison, Mack, and Minto. Sylvain Jolie looks to the apron now. He's just underneath Brandon Minto and Daniel Moynihan. He's got both of them split. The question is, which one of them is going to give him the move that he just needs to get up there and out of the line of fire? The answer is neither. He's on his own, which I guess is kind of what Canada's been for most of their existence anyway. Talk about rich toasted chips. Downright effing delicious. That sour cream and onion. Good gravy. .57 laps in the books on our way to lap number 90. Ben Garrity out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania leads this piece in a number 9 Napa Auto Parts paint scheme. Totally off book for him. For all of you that had this on your bingo card this week, congratulations, because nobody else did. Mike McConville getting ready to reel in Ben Garrity as we work lap number 59. Wow, back here we take a look at the 93 of Tane Hodison, just underneath Brandon Minto out of Norman, Oklahoma. They lead the 53 of Daniel Moynihan. Now, Moynihan's got an option here. He can either split the middle and take this thing 3 wide, or be a wise driver and stick to the high side. He does for the time being and goes over top of Moynihan, who decides to go door handle to door handle with the 12 now. These drivers here on lap number 61, my God, are driving like this is lap with lap 141. Hungry for honey buns. Here on lap number 62. Diego Rodriguez runs the 21 in 3rd position. We can see him right now just ahead of Claude Ferland. Another connection issue here for Brandon Minto. Ahmed Altaf is here. Davey boy, what's up? It's been a while. Yeah, well, I've been in Florida and places that were not my desk. Last week, I was completely unconscious. I mean, folks, you got to understand, some of us work full-time jobs and then we're expected to be high energy all night here. Last week, I couldn't have operated an ice cream scoop, much less a computer. Ben Garrity, Mike McConville, Diego Rodriguez, and Aaron Mack with Daniel Moynihan in tow. That's your top five. Watching another battle back here. Watch the double natural of Rich Jett just over top of Tane Hodison, holding off the 08 of Sylvain Joly while Logan Giesbrecht looks on from behind in the 39. We're going to go on board here with the rear bumper of Claude Furland. And Furland deciding that he can do better than some of his predecessors and begin holding just defensively enough to get them to back away. So in other words, it was more like fired slow with more fire. Tane Hodison not ready to give up here with Rich Jett just to his high side and getting ready to consider jumping in on Subaru when it comes time to pay the bill. It looks like Sylvain Joly may be doing that for us tonight. .70 laps in the books, going to be 20 to go this time by in stage number 2. While Ben Garrity has been very dominant here in stage 2. Ahmed, I wish my only job was here with you, but until Sim Racing Media starts paying a lot more, I've got to do this for a couple nights a week, you know, on the side. want to thank our friends at Death Wish Coffee for providing tonight's espresso roast. Hopefully we don't suddenly have a broadcaster with his head through the desk. Ben Garrity still leads this race with Mikey Mac McConville running in P2 from Cape May, New Jersey. Aaron Mack, Daniel Moynihan, and Diego Rodriguez make up your top 5. And of course, our 2 playoff drivers remaining in the field tonight, running 6th and 7th, Claude Furland and Tane Hodison, as basically Jeremy Paris has been sitting on pit road now forever, at least for the last 32 minutes. Gabriel Lafreniere is back out on track, but he's down at least 1 lap. Yeah, Lafreniere would be the lucky dog this time. Here comes the king, the number 1. Budweiser beer, the king is second to none. Just say Budweiser, you've said it all. Here comes the king of beer, so lift your glass and that's your call. Budweiser beer's the one that's leading the rest. No way. One taste will tell you so loud and clear, there's only one Budweiser beer. I invite all of you to find this catchy tune. It's just this side of as addicting as Dominic the Christmas Donkey. Speaking of irritating songs that'll get stuck in your head, just about Christmas time, as we've got 5 laps to go here in Stage 2. Since nobody seems to want to talk about the race besides Ahmed and my job, and Ahmed, do you have a favorite Christmas song? La, 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 la. Driver's keeping it really clean tonight. We're taking a look back here at the 77. Look at all the room that Rich Jet is giving the 08. I mean, they're still battling it back here. But out of nowhere, they just, whoa. They went from giving each other plenty of room to all of a sudden encroaching on one another. We're singing Deck the Halls as we look forward to go from the end of NASCAR season to Christmas season. And quite frankly, there's already Candy Cane Lane up my front walk here, just outside the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And you know what, folks? I am so glad when I get to say that word, because I think Philadelphia is just about, it's got to be the most fun word to say in all of the audio medium, just the side of arugula. Of course, I feel like the only person that could say arugula would be Jim Rome. Arugula. Lap number 90. Here comes Ben Garrity out of turn number 4. He takes one look here at the cactus, and Ben Garrity brings home the green and white checkered flag at the end of stage number 2. He's followed by Mikey Mack, Aaron Mack, Daniel Moynihan, Claude Furlan, Tane Hodison, Diego Rodriguez, Sylvain Joly, Rich Jet, and Brandon Minto, your top 10. Now that everybody's come in for their pit service, see if we can find Ben Garrity. Uh-oh, Ben Garrity's getting himself a penalty. Well, that's just not going to do. Let's get a hold of Tane Hodison. See where he's at here. Hey, Tane, it's Dave. You got me?
I do.
Paint scheme looking fabulous, as always, for you, and, of course, the 21 of Diego. You're one of the only two drivers left here tonight on the lead lap and in contention for, the championship. What do you have to do to get around Furland?
I think I just got to run my own race for now. I think we're going to get at least one more caution here, so the whole race so far I've just tried not to crash. Unfortunately, Jeremy and Gabriel got into it early on, so I was just trying to hang back in case that kind of stuff happens. So I think now I just got to survive, but also I have to be aggressive here because there's no fourth stage, so... Yeah, well, Jeremy's trying to help me out a little. He's given me a few tips since he left, but yeah, I wish this was a four-way battle, but I don't know. We can make it a two-way battle. We're restarting here two wides, or he's on my outside here, so. But,
got you here. Good luck, my brother, and listen, go ahead and bring one home for Spirit Airlines.
Thank you. That's the hope.
My man, that, of course, the voice of Tane Hodison, driver the number 93, Howdy Dave Regal, Spirit Airlines Ford F-150. He may do better if he would quick get honey buns on there. I know I'm better every day with honey buns. Quite frankly, I couldn't find my shoes without that. And now I've begun to eat Golden Grams treats, and they're addicting. Mama Mac, I see you, speaking of which, since we're here just above your little boy. Absolutely. I am always, whoa, and we go under caution, just kidding. Looks like Randall might have slid up here. We'll check in with him in a moment. But anyway, Mama Mac, you can always count on me for thoughts and prayers, and I'm glad that he's now home resting. I hope that everything went well in the hospital, and of course, now with recovery to make sure that everything is fine. And, folks, quite honestly, we are one big, weird, dysfunctional family here at Sunday Night NASCAR. Quite frankly, we can be screaming at each other on, Tuesday night, and Wednesday afternoon be wondering if anybody wants to play Madden. We're watching the 27 and the 01 each kind of loosened up at almost the same moment. I wouldn't say either of them slid up or made contact with the other at all.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Basket can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Trish on the bottom. Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
.43 laps left in the 2024 Truck Series season. Right here on Tuesday Night NASCAR, Mike McConville, Tane Hodison, Sylvain Joly, Daniel Moynihan, and Claude Ferland. That's your top 5. Tane Hodison runs in P2 right now. That would set him up to be our 2024 champion. Well, it is what it is. Mike McConville here starting to pull away now from Hodison as all of a sudden the 43 of Ferland, and we're going to go on board here with him, started to creep in on Ben Garrity. Now remember, Garrity held control of this race for quite some time. Has now ceded the lead over to Mike McConville. Now Tane Hodison running in P2. That's a tough truck to get around, and he doesn't care if he's going to burn up some of his stuff just to block you. But at the same time, I also know the saying, you know, if you're going to drive a work truck, I guess it was a 6,000-pound work weapon or something was the illustration. Riding along back here with Chris Claude, of course, chief cook and bottle washer here in this series, and Chris with a little bit of a patriotic paint scheme here tonight on the 10, of course, honoring all of our veterans. And we have several here in this league tonight, and we want to thank them for everything that they've done for us, the freedoms that they have protected, and the rights that we have because of the brave men and women who have defended us from sheer communist rule in the 1970s and 80s to, you know, terrorism in the 2000s, and now it's cyber terrorism. But, you know, quite frankly, folks, I cannot be more thankful for what's going on here tonight. And the conversation that you and I had on the phone, be you. Folks, we're getting into the witching hour here at Phoenix Raceway. Oh! The 66 goes sideways. We go under caution for the 6th time tonight. 4th for cause. Chris Custer just bought one here. Chris Custer maybe overcooking it, trying to get around Diego, spins the rear wheels and noses himself into the not-so-softer barrier. Wholesale pit stops are underway. And something tells me here with 32 to go, this is the money stop. This is all there is to it. And how many of these drivers are going to get to the end as Chris Custer now scurries up here. And he's going to take the pretend lead for the time being and get himself back behind first place. When we go back green flag racing, it's going to be Mike McConville, Tane Hodison, Sylvain Joly, Daniel Moynihan, Claude Ferland, Brandon Minto, Logan Giesbrecht, Diego Rodriguez, Steve Herring, and Chris Claude, your top 10, as Chris Custer is going to bring the Tide Ride down pit side. Ben Garrity with a pair of EOLs because he can't seem to figure out how to follow the rules. .30 to go now. Mike McConville and Tane Hodison going to lead us back to green. The iRacing.com pace car diving on down. Mike McConville comes into the Geico restart zone. He drops the hammer and off we go. 10 laps now, 9. Until we can start counting down with less than 30 to go. And almost immediately we go back under caution. This time Steve Herring, the reason. The reason for the season. Watch Steve Herring here in the 98. Just a little single. Oh, wow. I don't know how many of you get the show, but as always, I'm encouraging folks to tune into the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz from Meadowlark Media, also one of our friends over here at YouTube.com. Of course, Dan Le Batard and Stu Gatz, once upon a time, the largest and most listened to and watched show on ESPN, and it got so big, bigger than SportsCenter, the greatest, it was amazing. Bigger than SportsCenter, people were tuning in to the Dan Le Batard Show with Stu Gatz, and they flew a little bit too close to the sun, and bad things started to happen when ESPN began to lay people off during COVID. Without warning, they laid off one of Dan's henchmen, we'll say, and Dan hired him back, began to pay him out of his pocket, and decided to start his own media company, which rivals the skill of ESPN. But I say all that to say, I don't know if you folks have heard Stu Gatz's top 5 quarterback names if they were Jewish. I would like to remind everybody that Stu Gatz is of the Hebrew faith. Top 5 quarterback names if they were Jewish. Number 5. Bart Star of David. Number 4. Daryl LaHanukkah. Number 3, Jew Bledsoe. Number 2, Bernie Kosha. Number 2, Derek Carmitzvah. And finally, last but not least, the greatest quarterback name if he was Jewish, Patrick Shaloms. Get it? Shaloms? You don't get this show. The first thing that you have to understand is that you've got to be intrigued. See, I'm very intrigued. Claude Furlan just slid up into 3rd position for a brief second, but they're 3 wide. Watch Daniel Moynihan trying to get out of this mess. Good God. Oh, boy. Moynihan gets himself to the high side of the 43 and just ahead of the 12, where they do feed them lunch, but it can't be very big. They're almost infants. Alex Princeton just registering his crashed 8th caution of the night. Here comes Princeton. Mikey Mack going to lead us back to green this time around. At this point, it's a matter of who's driving the pace car. He should have his credit too. But right now we're working lap 130 of 120. Going to be 20 to go this time by as we start to count down the laps left in the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series season.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Back here at Phoenix Raceway, Mike McConville just took the green flag for what hopefully is going to be the final time with 17 laps to go. The Budweiser Chevrolet Silverado leads Tane Hodison and Sylvain Joly. Basically, two of the top five drivers are the last of the Mohicans when it comes to playoff eligible or championship eligible drivers. Of course, the first one being Tane Hodgson here in the number 93, and the other being just behind him, Claude Furland in the 4. Or I'm sorry, in the 43. $15 laps to go here in the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series. We take a look here. Mama Mac, the last to comment here in the live chat. Sylvain Joly just laid fast time down at 26.86. These drivers are laying times faster tonight in the Truck Series than they were Sunday night in the Cup Series. And under caution for the 9th time. And this one may be just a debris caution.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling. As we get racked, stacked, and ready to do this all over again, it's going to be 11 laps to go when we hit green flag racing again. Just kidding, 10 laps to go at this rate. When we see the green flag fly, it's going to be McConville, Joly, Hodgson, Furland, Moynihan, Garrity, Randall, Watkins. Mike McConville, Sylvain Joly, Tane Hodgson, Claude Furland, Daniel Moynihan. That's your top 5. Gonna be... Nope, it's going to be 10 laps to go when they're finally turned loose one last time. The iRacing.com pace car gets ready to peel down pit road just on the other side of the start-finish line. Find your $500 for the day. Here we are underway. 10 laps to go. We're about to be in single digits for the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Eight to go for Mike McConville to hold off Sylvain Joly, but while he's doing that, Joly's running faster laps and still hasn't found a way to get around McConville. Underway here with 7 laps to go. Mike McConville looks like he wants to bring another one home to South Jersey. Five laps to go. Single digits and the waning laps here in the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. It goes McConville, Joly, Ferland, Hodison, Garrity, and Ferland and Hodison getting ready to throw haymakers at one another. Because Hodison, if he wants to bring home this championship, he's got to get around Ferland. Now 3 laps to go in the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series. As Sylvain Joly now looks to put the moves on Mike McConville. The real race back here, though, is Tane Hodison and Claude Ferland, as they're now side by side for the championship. We come down into turns 3 and 4. Mike McConville rolls out of 4 across the start-finish line. The popsicle sticks go in the air. We're 2 laps to go. 2 final laps as Claude Ferland just held Tane Hodison off, and now Tane looks to throw it right underneath the 43. He's going to strap the chrome horn to the front of the 93 any moment now, as they are going John Force style down the back chute and into turn number 3. The popsicle sticks go down. The white flag is in the air. We're racing back to checkers. Claude Ferland and Tane Hodison throwing haymakers at one another. The hammer and tongs are out. The torches and pitchforks are right in one another's faces. This is going to come down to it, folks. They're nose to nose. Tane Hodison and Claude Ferland, they make contact, and Claude Ferland wins the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series Championship as he finishes on the podium. Tane Hodison just barely missing by 400th of a second. 200th of a second. 200th of a second between Hodison and Ferland, and so our championship trophy going to have to make a trip up north to, of course, the land of maple syrup and weird bacon. Mike McConville gets himself the win. He's joined on the podium by Sylvain Joly and Claude Ferland, who, of course, is your 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series champion. We're going to get a chance to talk to our 2024 champion now. Claude Ferland, bonjour and congratulations.
Bonjour. Yes. Thank you.
What a run you had tonight. I mean, you really were fighting with Tane coming into that final lap.
I'm fighting with Daniel, but the battle it's very clean, very clean. J'ai tout donné. I give all the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very long year, Claude, and I mean, all things considered, you put a lot of work in. I mean, what does it mean to you to bring home the championship for this season?
For the championship, I work every week, and the season are very long. But I have a little bad luck in the season. But in the chase, it's too good, very good for me. And this week I practice all the time for this race.
Well, again, congratulations. I mean, practice makes perfect, and tonight you were perfect as you bring home the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series Championship. Congratulations, Claude, and who do you need to thank and give a shout-out to tonight for helping you get it done on the 43 team?
Oh, very thanks for Sylvain Joly and Accent LED. I work with Sylvain all the week, and it's a very good partner for me. I'm very happy.
All right, my friend. Well, listen, congratulations. We will see you next year at Daytona.
Yes, I'm here for Daytona, and j'ai hâte. Merci beaucoup aux Québécois qui m'écoutent. Salut les gars. Thank you, boys.
And to you, thank you. That the voice of Claude Ferland. Next on the podium is Sylvain Joly. Sylvain, bonjour, and congratulations on finishing second.
Yeah, very good. Hello, Dave. Last week and win, finished two podium, 2 race. I'm very happy, and my partner is a win for the championship, 24. The team is very content.
Yeah, the team should be very happy with what Claude was able to do tonight, and of course, all season long, the three of you guys have been incredible up there from the Accent-led team. I mean, what was your secret sauce, and what made you guys successful this year?
It's easy. It's practice, and practice. It's average 10 hours per week for the practice for the setup. Now this setup is a closed setup. Normally is behind is me setup. But now it's closed for the build for the setup parce que me I go for the vacation. Fait I now have time for the practice. Mais the secret is practice. Puis me and Claude practice. I go for the host. Puis c'est ça.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Well, listen, again, Sylvain, congratulations. And, before we cut you loose tonight, is there anybody else that you need to shout out for getting you finished up here tonight?
Yeah, thank you for the Accent LED, Accent Superior, and Sadel Dontier. Thanks you, Dave, for the broadcast. It's very fun. I love the see you after, come tomorrow and see the race. Thanks a lot for Chris for the league. It's very tough avec the league parce que the guys is il chiale, mais en tout cas, thanks Chris. Puis next year I'm coming for the February at the Daytona. Good night, Dave. Thank you a lot.
Thank you. Congratulations and good night, Sylvain. Very much thank you. As we move him on back down here. And last but certainly not least on the podium, Mikey Mac McConville.
Podium? Bruh, we got the Dubskis.
The Dubski for the last race of the season. Now you get to ride this wave as you body surf right on into February for Daytona.
We tonight treated the field like the Eagles treated the Cowboys.
Wow. You went all the way there, huh?
Yes, sir.
This is why we're friends. This is why I love you.
Absolutely, man. Hey, some beef dough. I was in the lead for like half this race, and not once did you pull me up during one of those cautions. What's up with that?
It was a quiet night here in Norristown. It was a quiet night. You know?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. You know,
I'll give you a pass this time.
It's okay. Listen, I've got to get my batteries recharged for February. It's been an exhausting season. 23 races in the Truck Series, 32 in Xfinity, and 36 at Cup. You know how tired I am?
You deserve a long nap.
I will get a long nap. I will. And it will probably be alcohol-induced, and it'll be fabulous.
Oh, can't ask for more, man.
I know. Listen, buddy, you had a hell of a race tonight. You did a lot. You listen, that Chevy was suddenly 4 wide, and you were sitting high, wide, and handsome. What was your secret sauce?
Coming into this race, I was overly confident, to be honest with you. I had a bad machine. Like, once the sun fully went down, I knew this truck was going to turn on. We had our one little hiccup in qualifying, spun out on both our quali laps. But that's all right. We lulled the field into a false sense of security with me starting in the back. So, you know, they took it easy, and then, you know, well, bam, victory lane.
Fair enough, my man. Well, listen, before we cut you loose, and, of course, before we start to turn our attention to 2025, who helped you get it done tonight in the 8 truck, and, of course, here on your new team, Ferda?
First off, before anything, I got to thank Chris Claude for putting on this league. There have been some bumps in the road through this season, through the 3 Cup, Xfinity, and Truck, but I've had so much fun in my first full season in this league. I cannot wait for February to fire it back up. Next season, we're going to fully focus on the Truck Series. So, Claude, hang on to that truck title, because in 25, we're coming for that title. With Ferda Motorsports, associated with TCR. There is a conjoining of teams. We are a powerhouse next season. We're going to rip it in Xfinity and trucks. We're going to bring home both titles.
So basically what I hear is you have now put on notice the Accent LED team. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, sir.
My man.
Enjoy it, guys.
Listen, buddy,
you deserved it. You earned it.
Congratulations once again on the win tonight. Tell Mama Mac I said hi and I love her. I swear to God, during the off season, I will find a way, come hell or high water, to get down to Cape May and give you a big old hug, buddy.
Absolutely. I can't wait. Hey, I have to thank you and Alan and everyone else who put on a broadcast for this league this season. You guys do a fantastic job. Like, better.
We do our best.
Better than a lot of the crap I see out there. And you deserve way more viewers than what you get.
Well, we appreciate that, of course, and we do our best, and we'll be back and better than ever next season. So thanks, brother. And I will chat with you later, my man.
See you in Daytona for Speed Weeks.
My man. That, of course, the voice of Mikey Mac McConville. Last but certainly not least, I want to chat with him here. Driver the number 93 Ford F-150 from Spirit Airlines. Tane, it's Dave. You got me?
I do. I tried to get it for you.
Buddy, listen, you were so close. I mean, listen, my nipples were so hard I could have cut glass.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to wreck Furland or wreck myself, so because I haven't done that all year, I don't want to change who I am for a result. So I just tried to bump him to get him to slow down, but it didn't work. But I'm happy with second on the year. I didn't even think I had a shot coming into this race. I was just looking to have fun and survive.
No, I totally understand. I think you did a heck of a job, and as always, you kept yourself, professional, clean, and that's what people look for when they start to race around, the folks that are familiar with them. But listen, congrats on a strong season. Of course, we appreciate you here on Sim Racing Media. I, of course, love the paint scheme. Before we cut you loose tonight, who do you need to thank and who helped you get it done on the 93 this season?
Well, absolutely my parents for letting me do this. They were skeptical at first, but then they got to see your broadcast and they started to enjoy it and get more into it. So definitely thanks to them. And for the whole Apex Motorsports and Title Motorsports group, and that includes Noah, Logan, Diego, everyone this season that we've had on our team. So yeah, it's been really fun. I went from like a nobody on oval to 300ths away from a championship. So
Yeah,
I can't
absolutely.
be disappointed.
Absolutely. By the way, the final number was 200th.
Oh, really?
Yep, I'm looking at it right here, 200th. So,
all right,
buddy, listen, congratulations on the finish for the season. Of course, we're going to be looking forward to seeing you in 2025. I know that I'll see you bouncing around on the iRacing.com servers through the off season, but congrats, my man. We will see you next season, and good luck.
All right, thank you for a good year.
Absolutely. That the voice of Tane Hodison. For the final time here in the 2024 Tuesday Night NASCAR Truck Series, let's take a look at our final results from the evening. Of course, Mikey Mac McConville, he brings home the checkered flag to South Jersey, while Sylvain Jolie finishes the 08 in P2. Your 2024 Series champion is Claude Ferland. He finishes in third, while Tane Hodison finishes 200th of a second behind him and is the 2024 runner-up. Ben Garrity rounds out your top five with Daniel Moynihan in sixth. Aaron Mack, Logan Giesbrecht, Gabriel Lafreniere, and Brandon Minto are your top 10, as Gabriel Lafreniere came back from a lap down to finish in the top 10. Chris Custer, Diego Rodriguez, Chris Claude, John Wilco, Randall Watkins, Matt Mackin, Steve Herring, Alex Princeton, Rich Jett, and Ethan Ball are your top 20, while Jeremy Paris, who went out after just 58 laps, finishes in 21st and ruined his championship attempt, and Richard Pruitt in the 24 only gets 24 laps in and has to go home in 22nd. So for myself, Dave Regal, and everybody here at Sim Racing Media, we want to thank you for making us a part of your evening all season long. We want to thank you for hanging out with us here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth, and we look forward to entertaining you once again in 2025. So for myself here in the broadcast booth, I just want to remind you that tomorrow and every day as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.